Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode I want to show you my 1997 Jeep Wrangler TJ. So the first thing we'll talk about is the suspension. She sits on a 4-inch Procomp lift. For the lift, I basically just added some of these quick disconnect pins for the anti-sway bar disconnects. Other than that, I've replaced shocks and this steering stabilizer. That was something I recently replaced, but overall the suspension does ride kind of stiff, but I'm fairly happy with it. And disconnecting these anti-sway bar disconnects when I'm off-road, it just totally makes a huge difference. Oh, and before I forget, I did add a 1/16, I believe it's inch, somewhere around there. You'll have to measure the sway bar, but I did add some stainless steel 2-piece set collars on both ends, on that side and this side. What was happening was I was getting some rub over here on my frame because this whole sway bar was shifting in and out. So to stop that, I put these set collars here, and that actually haven't had any problems since then. So definitely a good mod. This was a very easy fix and a solution for the sway bar moving in and out. The front axle is a stock Dana 30 with 410 gearing, and it has an open differential. Okay, so for the front end of the Jeep, I have a XRC8 Smittybilt winch with a synthetic rope, and it's sitting on a XRC or SRC front bumper. I like this bumper because it has good approach angles, and it's tucked up high, and it's not real wide or in, but it's got the D-ring mounts, and I've installed a 14-inch LED light bar on it. I also converted this older winch to wireless, so it's got 2 wireless hand remotes, so I can be away from the vehicle using the winch. But other than that, not much else I've done to the front end. As far as the bumper and the winch, there are these plastic slats I installed a few years ago. They're starting to fade a little bit, but I thought the black inserts were pretty cool, as well as the LED lighting. These are pretty decent lighting lights for the money. I think I paid maybe like 50 bucks for the set, 60 bucks for the set, and I've had them for the last 3 years, so definitely good quality on the lighting for the price. And I just have this Jeep cover for my hood, but as far as the front end, it's fairly stock other than the bumper and the winch. The lights and the fender flares are all stock. I really like that look. It's not really a mod, but I did install a hijack on my lift. This is a 42-inch hijack, which pretty soon I'll probably be getting a larger one. Don't waste your money on the 42s. Go with the 48 or larger. But picked up these brackets that bolt over the hood hinges for, I think it was like 30 bucks on Amazon or eBay, one of those sites. But that's pretty much it for the hood. I did put this vinyl wrap on my hood. I kind of like how that vinyl wrap came out. I'm probably going to end up replacing it pretty soon. It's really dirty, and I got to give it a wash. Where I live, we grow a lot of almonds, so the Jeep gets dirty really quick. But yes, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the front end, and later in the video we'll go under the hood. Now, she sits on some 32-inch tires. These are made by Achilles, and they're the 32-inch Desert Hawk mud terrains. I've probably put about 6,000 miles on them so far, and they're looking pretty good. If you want to see what they look like brand new out of the box, go ahead and check out one of my videos. I'll post a link to the tires and the tire review in the description box below. But other than the tires, I can't complain with these tires. For I think they were $500 budget that I had, 500 bucks, I got all 4 tires. I do want to mention one thing about stepping up from the 31-inch tire up to the 32. With the 31s, I had a full turn radius without rubbing, and now that I put the 32s on, I'm starting to get some rub, so I do not have the full turning radius as I did with the 31-inch. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you are planning to upgrade, you are going to have some wheel rub on one of these adjustable control arms. So just a heads up on that. But these are 15-inch by 8, 4.5 by 5 lug aluminum wheels, and these are made by Eagle Alloy, and I haven't had any problems with them. I'm thinking about plasti dipping them black, but for now I'll just leave them that until I do another video on plastic dipping these. But the rims I haven't had any issues with, and the tires, like I said, have been great. And these tires are the 32 by 11.5 by 15-inch rim. But definitely like the setup, other than maybe painting those black here in the future. So a couple years back, we actually replaced this rear end drive axle, and we replaced it with a Dana 44 by G2 Industries. They make a pretty good, decent axle. So this is a Dana 44. You don't typically see the 44 on the 4-cylinder sports, but this one has a Dana 44, and has the Detroit True Track locker with 410 gearing. Here is the rear drive shaft and transfer case for the Jeep. It's a 231J transfer case with an AX5 gearbox. Recently I rebuilt this drive shaft, so if you're interested in a video on a full drive shaft rebuild, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. But here's the Dana 44 and suspension. I also rebuilt the front drive shaft a couple weeks ago, so that one's got all new U-joints and has been well greased as well. Under the hood is a small 2.5 liter AMC engine. I have a aftermarket intake and filter as well. Everything's pretty much bone stock other than the aftermarket intake, which the plastic had broke, so I just decided I was going to replace it with this aftermarket intake by Spectre, which is has been worked. I haven't had any issues with it, but like I said, it's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. Also, I just want to throw out my opinion on electric cooling systems. I did have a aluminum radiator on here that had failed just after just under 2 years, and I had an E-fan on here, and when that radiator failed, and with the money and time involved into the E-fan setup, I just decided to scrap the whole idea and went back to the original mechanical fans, a clutch fan, and I put my old radiator back on here. This radiator has lasted a long time, and this is just a factory stock OEM radiator, and it rejects heat just as good as any 3-core aluminum radiator you're going to buy from eBay. So if you do decide to do an E-fan setup, which was a mod that I did, and I do have a video for that mod, if you're interested, I don't recommend it, just because you're going to have issues if you don't go with expensive quality parts. So that was one mod that I did, and I just basically scrapped the idea. Not a fan anymore. I like this setup, and that's just my 2 cents and my opinion. But to keep on moving, let's go check out some other stuff. This is a Tsunami Masterflow 1050 air compressor, tankless, and I just got the quick couplers, and I fed all of the power and tubing up to the winch, and then I just use a key to turn it on here, and I can plug in here to air up and air down my tires. And walking on this side, these are aluminum rocker guards that I installed. I have a link for that in another video. I can show you how I installed these. I also painted them black to match my custom built rock sliders out of square inch tubing. I also have a video for that on these DIY rock sliders that I built. You can go ahead and look in the video description box below if you are interested in building your own custom rock sliders, or just go get some ideas from that video. As far as lighting goes for the Overland setup, I have this 14-inch light bar and a 52-inch light bar here, as well as the LED headlights that are replaced the factory incandescent light bulbs with these LED headlights. Moving to the rear of the Jeep, fuel and water cell mounts that I've installed on the SRC tire carrier. I really like this 5-gallon Spectre fuel tank. Picked it up for about $40 on Amazon. This was a great add-on to the rig. And then over here I have my water setup, and this is also plastic, which is very lightweight, and I've got some mods that I did to this as well. If you're interested in fuel and water setup, check out the video link below. Also, I built this custom rack. If you're interested in a rack like this, it's very functional. I put firewood and a lot of my tools and gear up here. I have a video for that as well. That's going to be in the video description box below. So that was custom built by me, as well as I installed some quick fist mounts for my full shovel and full axe mount tools out there when I'm overlanding and on the trail. Down below, 2-inch receiver. I have a D-ring here, so all I have to do is open up the tire carrier and lift up the rear end if I have to make repairs down here on the rear end of the vehicle. So all my tools and gear mount to this SRC Smittybilt tire carrier. Swings out just like this. And open up my tire carrier, and here is my CB antenna mount. See, this is a 3-foot fire stick antenna with a mount. Back here I keep a lot of my Overland gear in the back of the tailgate, a lot of recovery gear and things like this. And this is a custom tailgate table that I made. Has my logo on it, but that's the tailgate, and it's super functional. It has a magnet here, and it stays up and out of the way. And if I need to make it a 90 degree, it can go to a 90. I just push my tire carrier back. Sometimes I'll put a bungee cord here and tie it to this rig here. But yeah, a full functioning table definitely helps out. You can cut up sandwiches, make sandwiches, or make coffee and things like that. So definitely, if you're interested in a table like this, go check out my video link below in the description box, and where I show you how to do a DIY table like this and everything you need to know about the tailgate table. Just like that. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the rear end of the Jeep. And as you can see up here, I keep a lot of my Overland recovery gear and tools up in this tote up at the top. And if you're interested in knowing what gear I take and what tools I bring with me when I go overlanding or off-road, just look in the description box below for that link. So now we're going to enter the Jeep. Like I said, it was a 5-speed manual transmission. I do have the RC Rough Country seat covers. I really like these seat covers. Had them for about 2.5 years, and the dogs and the hunting and all the dirt and dust, and after all that abuse, they still last. They're still really good, and I can't complain. And I also keep a onboard fire extinguisher ready to go, and a fire extinguisher mount. I keep this on the pillar up above my speakers. That way it's easy to access, and in case there's a fire or another rig catches on fire, I can quickly grab that fire extinguisher. So here's the back end of my Jeep. And I usually get some squeaky noises coming from the rear of this back seat. So I just usually keep it folded down, but I got the kids and we're gonna be hitting the trail soon, so I have it up. Hey Mike, we just got to some gravel. We're just seeing if you had stopped or you're still moving along.
Still moving, but we're slow.
And over here is my CB setup. I mounted my CB here. If you're interested in setting up a CB for your Jeep, it's super simple, and I also have a video for that. If you're interested, go ahead and look at the description box below for that video link on DIY how to install a CB in your Jeep. For my dash, I pulled out the cigarette cover and put this plate here with a USB two-port USB charging port, and I also have my switches here for both of my light bars. So there's my dash, JVC stereo, things like that. And over here I have a safety bag that I hang off the grab handle, and I just keep first aid stuff and my mic for the CB in that. I also have these grab handles here. These grab handles come in handy. I have 4 of them, one on each side, and then some in the back for my passengers. So those are cool add-ons to have. And I also have this sunscreen by, I believe Smittybuilt makes this sunscreen. It's fairly inexpensive, and it basically just has these cables that you can wire tie and attach to the roll cage from roll bar. So that came out pretty cool. When the top is down, it has full shade for all the passengers in the Jeep. I did add these kicker protection plates right here on the door sill for the tub. That was a cool add-on I did earlier on in the build. And other than that, it's fairly simple, pretty much mostly stock. I have some other videos that I posted here and there on like some repairs and things of that nature. But yep, that's pretty much all I've done so far to the Jeep. I hope you like this video, because I really enjoy sharing with you my Overland Jeep setup. Stay tuned for that next video. Like I said, we're going to be doing some wheeling, and I'm going to have the top down, and it's 4th of July. We got to get back to camp, but I just want to show you the Jeep and my Overland setup. Hey guys, if you liked that video of the Overland setup on my Jeep TJ, check out some of the other videos that may be helpful to you. Consider subscribing, and have a good weekend. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.